Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. I'm a bass today. Try it with me. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Some of you low voice singers are saying, finally, doing some things that are good. You are truly welcome here. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of their identities, are she and her. I'm joined on the platform today by one of our fabulous worship associates, Kate Smidt, who will help me weave the various strands of worship together into a tapestry of insight and belonging. Our Director of Faith Development is Katie Cosgrove, not to be confused with the Kate on the platform. Katie can be found almost always at the back of the chapel, wrangling littles as they greet each other and take in the excitement of being at church. Wow, imagine being excited to be at church. And so when you hear that excitement bubble up, just let some of it be contagious. And may our grace for their wiggles and occasional wails flow like a gentle river of love, because all are welcome, all belong.
Good morning. My name is Kate Smidt. My pronouns are she and her. We are so glad that each one of you is here today. If you are a newcomer, we hope you'll keep coming back and make this place your place. For those who have already made UU Amherst your home, we hope you will continue to challenge yourself to grow and discover opportunities to learn and to serve. If during the beginning of the service you find it a little difficult to hear, please feel free to move closer to the front. There's always plenty of room and some comfy seating. We also have headphones at the usher station if that would make your experience a little easier. We are so grateful for each and every soul in this building. Community is noisy and messy and filled with love. We are blessed to be able to model all of that for our youngest UUs. Thank you for your patience and for your loving smiles at the parents who often arrive exhausted and thirsty for your presence. For those gathered in the chapel, I urge you to either place your phones on airplane mode, or as we call it, worship mode, or to turn it off completely to free up web bandwidth for our live stream. Remember that we have a wider community than we can see as people join us online now and later via YouTube. Our attention to their experience is a gift, so this is a great time to take a moment to do that. Everything about our time together has been carefully constructed to create a cohesive experience. So let yourself relax. I will too. And be fully present to what unfolds around and within you. You are safe here. You are among friends. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, you are welcome here. When we gather, we employ the elements of water and fire to create the sacred space where we can be fully present. We begin with an acknowledgement that our church is built on holy ground, land that was nurtured and cultivated by those who occupied it before us. We offer this libation as our giveaway as we honor the struggle of all people seeking peace and justice. We seek the courage and wisdom to heal the wounds of the past and build a better future story with all our neighbors and fellow creatures together. It is our custom when we gather to light a chalice. The chalice is a cup or vessel that symbolizes the gathered community. The flame represents the spark that each one of us brings to represent the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of our commitment to bring more compassion and justice to the world. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Thank you, Suzanne.
Our gathering music this morning can be found in the gray hymnal. It's number 68, Come Ye Thankful People Come. This is part of the traditional lexicon of Thanksgiving music. So if you're like, wow, we haven't sung songs like this in a long time, it's because we haven't. But it's Thanksgiving week, and when else are we going to sing this music? So I invite you to not look ahead to see if you agree with the theology. Just sing it as it goes along. There's a joke there about Unitarian Universalists not always singing well because we're seeing if we agree with the music. So I invite you to just let that go and sing with gusto. Please rise in body or spirit. You may be seated. Oh, just take a moment and look around you. Longtime faces, new faces. Oh, what a joy. This is the gathered community. But it's not only this, because our arms of love expand and extend much further than we will ever know. For the folks who are joining us online, whether it's now on the live stream or later on YouTube, our community is wide. And so as we take this moment to celebrate the gathered community, keep those other folks in mind. Bring them into this circle of love. Because each week, we're invited to come forward to a table that is at the heart of the community, and to place a stone or a shell on the labyrinth in honor of all that you bring with you, all the joys, the concerns, the sorrows, the overwhelm. I could go on. We bring so much, and not just one thing, right? It's all knitted together. And so as the music plays, I invite you to bring your whole selves into this container of love and become part of that container. Come forward as you will. I place the final stone on the labyrinth for all of you who are joining us online. Let's just take a few breaths. I don't even recognize how often I'm holding my breath. And so this invitation to breathe, not necessarily in unison, but definitely together. What a gift. We open this circle of care and concern to include all those who are present in our hearts, even if they are not present with us today. We bring into the circle those who are ill and those who are caring for them. Those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit. Those who are lonely. Those who are feeling overwhelmed or lost. Those who have been wronged. We are part of a web of life that connects us with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the miracle of consciousness that we share, the consciousness to remember, to love, and to care. May it ever be so in our lives. Amen, and blessed be. I have with me a very special box in case any kids who just went back to get organized are now being called forward. But I do have the Wonder Box, and I do wonder what's inside. So you could help, maybe, one of you. They're getting organized. If you've ever wondered, do children get together and organize? Yes, they do. Continue to be alarmed at that statement. Oh my goodness, have a seat. I have a very special box here, my Wonder Box. Sometimes it's filled with something wonderful, and sometimes I just wonder, what should I talk about? I have this beautiful box, and I feel like I should use it. So, I don't know. I don't think y'all are ready for this. Are you ready for something wonderful? Yeah? Hurry up. You gotta be ready for the Wonder Box. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh. It looks like it's an empty box, but let me tell you, it is not an empty box. Okay, because I have something very important in here. I, today, put in my invisible cup. Let me get it for you. See? I told you there was something in here. It was my invisible cup the whole time. And I can put all kinds of wonderful things in this cup. I can put love and other things that are hard to explain, like hope. But I can also put water in. Have you ever been, I don't know, to a stream or the beach, and you get just to where your feet are in, and then, oh, wait a second, I dropped my cup. Hang on. Oh, there you go. And now it's filled with water. It's wonderful. It can be filled with anything. So, sometimes our cups can feel a little empty, and sometimes we forget we have them, and I'm like, oh, where is my cup? Where is my cup of love? Where is my cup of friends and fun? I can't find my cup. Oh, it was there all the time. But sometimes we forget, and we need somebody else to help us to know where our cup is. Bowers, could I borrow some water out of your Wonder Cup? Would you put your hands in? Oh my goodness, thank you. And can I give some to my new friend Quinn? Wonderful, can you pass it on? Let's pass it on. Can you pass on the magic from your Wonder Cup and put it there in Katie's hands? Sure, give her just a little bit. Just share a little bit. You get to keep most of it. These cups are instantly replenishing too. So pass it along, pass it along. Yeah, oh my goodness, baby Haley's like, I'm getting some. By the way, the hat is amazing. So we can share our love, we can share our friendship with our Wonder Cup. And sometimes when we're feeling like we're kind of all by ourselves, we can join hands with others and make a really big Wonder Cup. Just think of everything that you could put in that. But right now I'm just going to gather all that in, and I'm going to put my tiny cup in here. And you have to be really careful when you carry this back to your space, because it'll rattle around in there, it'll make a ton of noise, because that's what my invisible cup sometimes does. Okay, so be really careful carrying it, okay? All right, shall we sing you to your activities? You want to carry it? Okay, you can carry it with you, okay? Take it with you. With you, go enjoy our hearts good to learn in love and grow in It's really the wonder of childhood that there was no question. There was like, oh, and then, yes, I'll pass that on, and then, yes, I'll pass. Ah. And thus endeth the sermon, apparently. I could have saved a lot of wear and tear on myself by just continuing that. Oh, this is the point in the service when we do begin to settle. The kids are going to their activities, and we can kind of settle in a little bit. We know we're going to have to stand up and sing a couple times, but mostly we can be comfortable. So in this transition, I want you to think about your cup, because everyone brought a cup today. And sometimes we keep our cups kind of closed up because we have enough on our plates and in our cups, thank you very much. And we don't want to accidentally get somebody else's stuff. And sometimes we come with, oh, the cup is so wide open that we do take on a lot of other people's stuff. And then we wonder when we get home, why am I so exhausted? So maybe we can right-size our cup. Somewhere between maybe a thimbleful and the grand ocean, somewhere between there, okay? I'm giving you a lot of space here for your own needs this morning, because our needs for these invisible cups change daily, moment to moment. So I'm going to invite you, now that you have that image of the cup, you don't have to hold your hands in any particular position. The cup is there. And I'd like you to just sit in silence for a moment and just breathe. In what other areas of our lives do we purposely sit with others in silence? Just letting that spaciousness be. It's probably even less frequently than we come together and sing with others. Now allow your breath to deepen, maybe soften your belly. We're told so many times to hold our core firm. You don't need to do that here. All you have to do is breathe in and breathe out. bottom notes. So now we're going to breathe in, breathe out. And it's just one note. This other stuff can be happening on top of it. But we're just going to do breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep it going. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep it going. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe, If you know the other parts, you can join in as you will. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. It's Thanksgiving week, so of course we are going to talk about gratitude. We are not, however, going to perpetuate the mythology of pilgrims and natives sitting down to a friendly dinner, unless it is to remind ourselves that every one of us of European descent was once an immigrant, and every one of us of African descent was likely brought here as an enslaved person. There. Happy Thanksgiving. Rather than perpetuate mythologies, I am much more interested in our lived experience. It is good to pause at least once a year and consider the blessings in our lives. Whether those blessings are the result of good genes, wise investing, or the kindness of strangers is not the point. The point is that we acknowledge those blessings and recognize that none of us are self-derived. All of us are part of a web of life that connects us with every other aspect of life. Today, the children taught us that each of us has an invisible cup always at hand. Get it? Always at hand. I'm here all week. So, if you will, bring your hands together to create a cup, an empty cup into which we can pour trickles or oceans of gratitude. Maybe your cup is small, with an opening so tiny that only a grain of sand could make its way inside. So be it. We all have to start somewhere. Maybe your gratitude is an ocean and it pours into and overflows the sides of the cup. The magic of gratitude is that one need not feel particularly blessed to experience it. I feel like I should say that again because I need to hear that again. One need not feel particularly blessed to experience gratitude. So I'm going to invite you to do something really terrifying. Again? More? Yes. I would like you to gather yourselves in little groups of 3 or 4 and to share some of the things just in that small group. We're not going to pass microphones. It's not going to be a big announcement. But to share some of the things in your life for which you feel gratitude. And as you move into place, because it will require, some of you will just be able to pivot in your seats, but some of you might actually have to move. Ooh. So as you do, I would like you to notice that some folks aren't able to move, and perhaps you can make that 3Z, 4Z thing happen with some of them, okay? So folks online, there are more instructions. Folks online, if you're on the live stream now, you can chat. I love that part of online. It's so quiet and peaceful. And those of you watching later, you can write in your journal. So the thing is to simply share and not respond. We are so, I don't know, acculturated maybe. Often we just feel compelled to offer something in response. Oh, I had a feeling just like that. I know exactly what you mean. Those are words you should never use, even with your identical twin, because you don't know exactly what anyone is feeling. So it's receiving. It's having the courage to express and having the spaciousness to just receive it. And some folks will find themselves unwillingly in a group of 3 or 4. Not everyone has to share. It is okay to simply bear witness, but do be with people. And if you're close to people that you know are not going to share, and you're a not sharer, quickly create a group of 4 and just sit there quietly and wait till this thing is over. I see you. Okay, so go ahead. I will ring a chime when it's time for us to regather. Ready, get, set, go. It can be more than 3 or 4. As the conversation slowly quiets, notice the energy in the room. The weaving of words and experiences creates a tangible presence. It's so cool. So I invite you to take a moment and really look at this space that we're in, our gathering space, where we seek the sacred within and among us. Looking out the windows, up to the vaulted ceiling. As you're looking around, you might accidentally lock eyes with another. It's okay. Smile, move on. Every time I come into this space, I'm amazed that I can smell the wood. After 60 years, the wood still greets us, sweet and warm. I can still smell it. As you take in this space, it's purposely indoor-outdoor invitation to explore the sacred, its sturdy beams, their scent. I invite you to listen to a blessing, a prayer for this house of worship, which really is for this gathered community in all the ways we gather. May nothing evil cross this door, and may ill fortune never pry about these windows. May the roar and rain go by. By faith made strong, the rafters will withstand the battering of the storm. This hearth, though all the world grow chill, will keep you warm. Peace shall walk softly through these rooms, touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in. Oh, friends, what a blessing for these troubled times. What gratitude and grace in the spell that is woven by our presence here today. And all good spells are made even more potent when voices are joined together. Please join me as we sing together, "May nothing evil cross this door," which is really, the name of the poem is a blessing, a house blessing. It's found in the Gray Hymnal, page 1. We're just going to stay seated and add this to our meditation. We've explored gratitude and grace, and we acknowledge the blessing that they are in our lives. And this could be the end of the service. It's not. Don't grab your bags. It could be the end of the service, but it would feel unfinished to me. And I feel very confident that even when you got into sharing coffee and coffee hour, there would be this gnawing something that we would try to fill with crackers and cheese and coffee. And it would take an incredible amount of coffee and crackers and cheese to fill that spiritual space that wants to be filled. What wants to be filled, Reverend Michelle? So glad when you ask important questions. What indeed? So as many of you know, I mostly avoid the news. I still haven't watched Kamala's concession speech. The president-elect's cabinet choices make my teeth hurt. And sometimes my husband and I sit on the swing in our backyard and have long conversations, probably just the same way you do. Conversations about climate change, about how the Gulf Stream is affecting weather patterns to unprecedented everything in all directions. Yeah, see, I knew that would resonate with you, that you have these same conversations. And we talk about maximizing our little corner of the world to grow food, to grow hope, to weave our family together. So friends, we need more than just gratitude and grace in these times. We are going to need grit. Not a day goes by that I don't receive emails from our National Association or the Ministers Association that offer websites and Zoom gatherings and workshops, and truly the list is endless. Everyone is standing at the entry to the cave called uncertainty, waving their arms and promising connection and clarity. Uncertainty. Uncertainty lives in a basement apartment in Queens. She hasn't worked for months, unable to keep her broken heart hidden or the pain that flares throughout her body under control. She can barely remember the days when she walked, strutted the busy streets, so confident in her abilities and hopeful to the inherent goodness of the world. Fear and doubt used to be roles that she would play, and now they are her constant companions, whispering in toxic tones. Uncertainty dresses carefully each morning, willing to face the day. But there are so many, uncertainties. Will she find work? Will her friends wonder where she's been? Will she find her way home again? So exhausted, she removes her coat and shoes and makes another cup of hot water, having run out of tea last week. Do you know that feeling, my friends? The newscasts, workshops, and Zoom gatherings with all of their parades and promises can sometimes ring a little hollow, at least to me. I think I need something more tangible. Maybe I need a seed catalog and to build a greenhouse, because I am completely useless as a gardener. I know. This I know deep in my heart. I need a theology that embraces the earth, that weeps with the earth, that demands my participation in healing the earth. So I guess my motto should be go big or go home. Of course, the earth is home, so there is that. I have a story for you. It's about a cup. Not an invisible cup this time. Well, maybe. It could be. Anyways, listen with your heart as I share a story. You are holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you or shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in your cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever is inside you will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. And so we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills over? Joy, gratitude, peace, and humility? Anger, bitterness, victim mentality, and quitting tendencies? Life provides the cup. We choose how to fill it. Today, let's work toward filling our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation, resilience, positivity, and kindness, gentleness, love for others. That's rough. That's going to take some grit. I looked up grit. 2 definitions, probably more. The 2 I cared about were 2. Courage and resolve, strength of character. I randomly remember reading a book called True Grit in like 7th grade, and that is as much as I remember. But I think it had something to do with that character trait, courage and resolve. But grit is also small, loose particles of stone or sand. Did you know that birds need grit, small particles of stone or sand, to digest their food? They don't have teeth, so they swallow stones or crushed shells to help them digest seeds. You're welcome. You're now officially part of Audubon. I made that up. A friend of mine has chickens. She drives 50 miles each way to buy crushed oyster shell to add to her chickens' feed so they can digest it. Now that feels theological to me. The Christian scriptures talk about spiritual growth in terms of food. People start with the theological equivalent of milk as babes in faith, and with discipline and doctrine, grow to be able to get to the meaty bits of the faith. My apologies to the vegetarians and vegans in the room. I didn't write the scriptures, I just read them and share them. But what about the grit? I think that's what we do as religious liberals. We add the grit. We want to know what and how and why. We don't just take scriptures at their word. We confront them, sometimes even crush them to find what is true for us. And sometimes circumstances provide the grit, and that almost always leaves a lingering taste on our tongues. I would venture to say that the next 4 years are going to provide plenty of grit, and our job is to consume only enough of it to keep us sharp and connected, to be filled with courage and resolve. And so let us go into this season of gratitude, knowing that our lives are filled with grace, blessings beyond measure, even if our own cups are often empty or cracked. Let us go into this season of gratitude, not fat, happy, and drowsy from too much feasting, well, maybe a little of that, but well-nourished and ready to transform blessings into courage and resolve, to hold out our cups and pour from the well of our uncertainty, trusting that this faith that sustains and challenges us is rooted in love. Let us continue to challenge ourselves and fill our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation, resilience, positivity, and kindness, gentleness, and love for others, that we might be willing to build the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. It will take gratitude, grace, and grit. And I say, bring it. Our song and response can be found in the gray hymnal. It's number 121, We'll Build a Land. For those of you using hymnals, you'll want to look up during the chorus as the phrase sisters and brothers has been adapted to people together to make it more inclusive. So I invite you to rise and body your spirit as we sing. You may be seated and catch your breath.
Today, listening to you, Reverend Michelle, and this message of gratitude for me certainly came at a very good time, I'm sure for all of us. And I'm reminded of a principal that I once worked under at a school that I was a second grade teacher at. His name was John Sheffield. You might know him. He's a UU. So, already, he gets a pass, right? And he's also still a principal at another school. But one of the things that he used to do was to visit the classrooms at the end of the day, and he would put his hands together to the students and teachers and everybody, and he would bow, and he would say, Thank you. And we would bow and say, thank you. And Reverend Michelle has already told us in so many different ways, thank you. And so I'm wondering if we can just do that a minute. I invite you, if you want to put your hands together and just share a thank you. Ready? Thank you. I won't do any more ad-libbing. I'm back on the script. Making time for an offering of gifts and pledges is an opportunity for us to live into one of the core values of Unitarian Universalism, generosity. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. This congregation exists because of you, the acts of service you engage in, and your generous contributions. Every aspect of congregational life is made possible because of the generosity of members and friends, you. If you'd like to help pass the baskets along the aisles, please come forward now. We have 4. The offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you. All right, Suzanne, we need you back up here, lady. That's the problem with wearing too many hats, is you can never be in every place at once at the same time. Oh, my goodness. We extinguish this chalice not to quench the flame, but to return it to individual hearts. Please join me as we extinguish our combined flame and accept the renewed flame in your own heart, that each one of us might bring more light and love to a dark and hurting world. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. All are invited to stay for coffee and conversation in the Emerson Room, which is through the double doors at the back of the chapel or through the lobby. Parents, please remember to gather up your children and bring them to coffee hour, or feel free to take them to the playground with your supervision. And now we have a special Thanksgiving-related announcement. And here is Vanessa Dawson to share that.
Good morning. I'm Vanessa Dawson, as she mentioned. I'm from Penelope's Place. It's an animal sanctuary located out in Akron. We received a beautifully generous grant from PETA, actually, to hand out some free vegan Thanksgiving roasts for anyone that's interested. So if you're interested in maybe trying it out, what is this vegan thing? I don't know. If you're interested, or you're already thinking along those lines and you wanted to try it, there's no strings attached. It's totally free. We have a table that's set up in the back, and or in the Emerson Room, rather. And if you're interested, come by and see us. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And speaking of Thanksgiving, it's not too late to participate in our Thanksgiving Day potluck lunch. There's a sign-up sheet at the welcome desk, and today is the last opportunity to sign up. Next Sunday is our Evergreen All Souls Remembrance Service, where we honor and bless those who have touched our lives and are no longer with us. All are invited to bring photos and mementos to add to a shared altar. You'll find many opportunities for community, personal growth, and service printed in your order of service, in the newsletter, and on our website. Remember, this place becomes your place as you participate in the life of the congregation. And now, please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing blessing and remain standing afterward for the benediction.
Now sing to one another. Here's to the bridge builders, the hand holders, the light bringers, those extraordinary souls wrapped in ordinary lives who quietly weave threads of humanity into an inhumane world. They are the unsung heroes in a world at war with itself. They are the whisperers of hope that peace is possible. Look for them in this present darkness. Light your candle with their flame. And then go, build bridges, hold hands, bring light to a dark and desperate world. Be the hero you are looking for. Peace is possible, and it begins with us.